Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Today I'm going to be lowering my car with the Bcracing coilovers and the stance Aircups in the front. Hopefully it works. Everything goes as planned, and I'm going to do the front. I'm going to start with the front, and then I'm going to go to the back and I'll show you how it goes. So here you got the car. I'm going to measure the front lip, corners in the middle, to see how low it goes. And then I'm gonna measure the wheels from center hub to fender, and then so I can see the results of the lift on the cups. And that's it. Result of the setup that I did. I don't know if this is the way that I did it. I cut the bump stop, one of the little things, I cut it. You put the spring. You put the air cup. I'm gonna put the washer because I was looking at the space from the shaft to in here. It's not flat right here, so it had like a little. So I'm just gonna put the washer so that way it could be like this. I don't think I need to, but I'm still gonna put it anyway, just in case. Like that. And that's it. Okay, like that. All right. So you're gonna need the 17 to take off the pinch over here on the strut. And you're gonna need the 14 for the in link, and then the 14 for the top of the shock. The strut, and that's it. So right now I'm just holding it with a jack so it won't come down. Okay, right here, when I took out the sway bar link, it had a lot of pressure, and I was wondering why. I have my car on stands. I have it lifted both sides up. So what I did, I tried to lift up this jack so it could relieve the pressure, but it didn't. So what I did, I went to this side and I lifted this side up, and I relieved the pressure from the in link, so I was able to get it out. Okay, so now that I already took out the pinch bolt and link, I'm gonna take off these. Okay, so I took off all the screws already. I left one on the top only. So now I'm gonna just lower the jack. Just gonna keep wiggling it around. It goes off. Once you got it like that, I would put the jack underneath here, just so it won't go all the way down. Just a little bit of tension on it, like that. And now you could go on the top and take off the top ones. Just take it off. So I actually had to lower the jack on the other side, so that's what I did. So you already got it out. On these, I just left them at 0, because once you put them in, you can't even adjust them anymore unless you cut out the metal, but I'll probably do that after. I think they're 10 pounds of pressure only, just with your hand. So right here I had like a little pin. This is gonna go to the back. The back side of the pin. It's gonna go in between right here. These little crevices. You see it? Where the pinch bolt is. You just get it and you pick it up. Kind of wiggle it in. Make sure it's going in right. And you lift it up like that. You wiggle it so that way make sure it's going all the way. It looks like there's a lot of clearance for my cup. Perfect. So once you get almost to the top, you have to check the back real quick. So you check the back, make sure that pin is going in between those two, in between that crack right there. So you lift your jack up. Once it's all the way up, you check if it's there. It's perfect. That's where it goes. So what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna go to the other side and do the other side. I already put the link on, so it's good, right? It has, but I wanna make sure that I'm able to put the other side on too. So when you lift this side up, that side goes down. When you lift that side, so that's how it works. So that way I could be able to play with both of them before I do anything else. So I'm gonna go to the other side, do the other side, and I'm gonna come back to this side and show you what I did to button everything up. Okay, by doing one at a time and disconnecting the end links, I was able to put the end links on both sides easily. I just had to go back and forth, like go higher on that side, come back down on this side. But once I took it off, I actually left the other side off, the first one, and then I came on this side because it was kind of hard to take out the knuckle. So once I had the both links off, I was able to put the shock back on and put the links back on, no problem. So I'm almost done already with the other side. So once you got everything buttoned up, what I did, I just I did it with a torque wrench just to get everything kind of tight, and then I'm gonna go right on back and I'm gonna torque it to specs. And that's it. There it is. I just have to torque them down right now. The air cup is right there. So I'm gonna see where I'm gonna put the holes through right now and all that stuff. But first I'm gonna lower it down to see how low it went. Okay, everything's done already. Probably took me like an hour. So I was noticing that right there it has like a little line that's telling you right straight down the middle, the way that it goes. A pinch bolt, that one 61 pounds, that one 30, and then this one 44 pounds. I'm gonna put the specs on the description. So I ended up maxing out the coilover in the front because I tried it a few times and it didn't look like it was going that low. But I think it's because the back is still high, that's why. So I just gonna leave it all the way down right now and then see how that looks. The front already, and this is maxed out already because the cap, the cup is taking 20 millimeters of the height, so it only went down 1 inch. So I'm gonna see what happens right now. Maybe when I lower the back, it's gonna lower the front a little bit, but let's see what happens. But so this is how it looks so far. It's only from hub to fender, it's 14. I wanted to go 1 more inch, but let's see if I could do something after. So I finally pre-wired everything up already. I got it to work and shut off and all that stuff. I'm gonna show you right now how I did it. It's already right there, it's already all connected. I just have to fix all the wires. So that's what it looks, that's the height right there. So I was only able to get it down 1 inch for some reason. I think I'm gonna take off that washer, that the wiring part. So I was looking at some videos that saying that these new cars, they don't have good ground. So I'm gonna have to run a ground wire all the way to the back from the battery, so that way we have good ground, because the new cars, they say they don't have good ground. So anyways, this is a power wire. It has a fuse in the middle, and then it's gonna go down. You're gonna connect the main power one. You're gonna like split it. One of them is gonna go to the relay, and the other one's gonna go to the valve. Okay, it's gonna go to the top one of the valve, connected with the white one of the switch. The blue one is the one that's coming out of the switch also. This is the blue one that comes out of the switch. So main hot wire, switch wire from the switch, the out of the switch. The other power wire, main power battery wire, goes connected to 30. It actually has the numbers in the bottom down here, but they're really hard to see. So what I did, I took a picture of it and I just zoomed in and I put them on the numbers on the sides. So this is the main power wire. Then this one, the one that comes from the compressor, that one's gonna be the one in the front. That one I have it as number 87. Okay. So then I have the ground wire, the one that I have from the battery. I have it coming out over here. One of them is connected to the compressor for the ground. The other one's connected to the switch. This is a switch harness right here. It has 3 wires coming out of it. It has the blue, the white, and the black. So one of them's going to the switch. The other one's going to the compressor, and then the other one is going to the ground, 85. Okay, that's the ground. And then the last one's gonna be the one that's gonna be running from the fuse box. The last one's gonna be the fuse box one. What is that? Oh, it's right there. So I got the little connector that you could buy on Amazon. Connected it right there. And that one's gonna be the auxiliary power that goes to the pressure switch. I heard that it doesn't matter what side it goes to. It's gonna go to the pressure switch, and then it's gonna come out and go to the relay. It's gonna be 86. Yeah, 86. And that's it. So the only reason that you have you're gonna have 3 wires running to the back, and then everything's gonna connect to the back is you got this long ass switch right here. This one's gonna run all the way to the back and connect to everything. So this is the one that's gonna allow you to air up and down and then air out. It's like a little switch. Pretty cool. I wish I could have got it lower though. I'm gonna see what I could do to get it lower though. All right, so that's gonna be the end of the wiring part. I still have to do the rear and then figure out how I'm gonna run all these fucking hoses and stuff. So now I'm gonna start in the rear. I bought the bump stops for the top mount of the rear. So all I'm gonna do is cut it, and then I'm gonna place the shock into it. So on the rear, I'm gonna do it all the way down maxed out just to make it easier for me, and then I'll adjust it another day. Or if it fits perfect, then I'll leave it like that. So this one, you just take off that one right there. I think it's a 17. You take out the sway bar to 12. Then you're gonna take off the shock, and then you're gonna take off the ones up there. That's it. This next step is kind of important because it would affect the ride of the car. So first, what you're gonna do, you're gonna put the spring in to the size that you want it, more or less. It could be halfway or whatever. That's to adjust the shock. So you would put the spring in first. And then what you do is you lift the arm to give tension to the spring, so it could be like more or less where it's gonna be. Once you got, you have to make sure that the spring doesn't move. So once you got it like that, so that's how it's gonna be riding. It's sort of like a preload, right? So then after when you put your shock on in, then that's when you adjust this to the height of that. So that way you don't, make sure you adjust you don't make these too long or too short. You put the spring in there first, make sure you don't have any play, and then you adjust the shock accordingly. So this one on top, they're 2012s. Even the one over here in the sway bar is a 12. This was a 17, the big one. I'll put the specs, the torque specs on the description so you can check it out. You got the spring with a little bit of preload on it, just a little bit, you know, it doesn't move. Then you would adjust this one so it could be, it can go on to the where the mount perfectly. So that way you know that it has the right amount of travel. So once you already know the amount of travel that's gonna be like perfect, then you'll just put it in and then tighten this back up. And what I would do, what makes it easier, once you already got it where you want it like that, I would take off this again, the spring, just take it off, and then you would put which makes it easier, you're gonna put the nut for the shock, tighten that up. Once you got that tight, then you put the spring on, you put the screw from down here, and then you do the sway bar, and that's it, you're done. Got this to the length that you wanted already, then you go ahead and put your spring. Down. Put your jack underneath it. Sway bars last. When I was unloosing this one, I unloosed this one too. That way they would be off already. And then I put that one on first when I finished with everything. Put that one on first, and then put that one in. I had no problems doing it. Because you could have some problems, because what happens is it has tension on one side and the other one it doesn't. So that way, that's why I have one jack over here, one jack over here, and I pick it up accordingly to wherever I feel that it's helping me out. It's easier. So it's already in, both of them are in. Now just tighten them and everything looks good. Everything's done. All right, I'm done. First look, bottom down in the back, bottom down in the front. Tires tucking in the back. It's already maxed out right there in the back. In the front, it's still kind of high. I'm still gonna work on it. See if I can get it a little bit lower somehow. Maybe giving it some more preload on the spring, and that way I could get it a little bit lower. And then taking off the spacers that I put on the front. But it looks pretty nice. I wish I could have went a little bit lower in the front, having the Aircups and all. But I'm gonna give you some better shots right now. All right, that's how she's sitting now. So the coils are maxed out in the back, on the front maxed out. The reason it's not that low from the front is because the Aircups, they're like almost an inch. They take away almost an inch off the drop, the Aircups. I think it said 50 millimeters or something like that. No, 20 millimeters. 20 millimeters on the Aircups on the coilover. So it took away almost 7.75, 3/4 of an inch off the drop. But I'm still gonna work on that. See if I could get it lower from the front somehow. But right now it feels like it's lower from the back. But right now I'm gonna do some measurements. It's not hitting anywhere or nothing. It's sitting pretty nice. So you could tell that there's more of a wheel gap in the front and the back. So this is the back. You don't have no wheel gap. And this is the front. I think I just want to go down like probably like another 1/2 inch maybe, if I could. And I probably could. I just have to do some adjustments. But what do you guys think? Like it? It looks much better, that's for sure. It looks more sporty. So now with the Aircups, I'm going to be able to have the performance of the coilovers with a little lift to go over like obstacles, driveways, speed bumps. But I'm not even that low in the front. Not even that low. Because I think I'm still higher than I was when I had the Yofa front lip on stock height. I think it only went down an inch in the front, but I'm gonna double check that. Hopefully I could get it down to like 2 inches or maybe 1.5 inches. I'll be happy with that. That's what the purpose of the cups were for I could be able to drop it as much as I could and be able to lift it back to almost stock height. All right, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Wait for my next video that I'm gonna show how I did the setup in the trunk and more on the Aircups, the lift and the drop. All right guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. I didn't have enough time to finish everything, so on my next video I'm gonna show you how I ran the airlines and all the wires and show you how to of the wires, how to connect it again, and I'm gonna try to fix the front, because the front is actually going up higher and then it's going lower. So the front it only went down 1 inch, but it raises up 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna see if I could reverse that, make it go down 1.5 inches and just raise up 1 inch. So I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.